Good morning. This is the third time I've started this video, and hopefully I'll get it done. My wife keeps calling. They've changed doctor's appointments on me for tomorrow and whatnot, so we'll have to wait and see. Okay. At the present time, there's a hearing going on, confirmation hearing going on for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Now, if you know anything about that family's history, the mothers and the fathers and whatnot, you will understand that this man does not fit their personality, that family at all. This man is a complete moron. He is a radical thought. His thoughts are so radical, they don't make any sense. What he wants to do to the health department would destroy the health agencies in this country for years to come. Would cause massive deaths, will cause the next pandemic to run completely wild and unchecked. Are there problems in the health industry? Of course there are. There are problems in every industry because of greed and corruption and what have you. But the health industry is a different story. You're messing with people's lives, the common people. Because let me tell you something. Obama said it straight one day when he was talking. He says, I don't have to worry about health insurance. I've got the best teams of doctors in the world walking right behind me. And it's the same thing with Trump. Trump don't give a crap. Trump has never had to worry about any insurances in his life. Health insurance, whatever. You know, they are unbelievable. I don't have any idea how he got this guy, other than the fact that this guy was running against him as an independent and then came over to his party and then became nominated as he wanted to be a presidential candidate, and they were smart enough not to do that, because there's no way in the world people want him standing next to next in line to the President of the United States. So there's that. I mean, if they approve him, then they're showing that they don't care about the human race. Never mind just the people in America. They don't care about the human race, and that they're definitely going for an obligate government all over, trying to make it a worldwide obligate government. I can't say that. Try saying that 3 times fast. And it's going to be all about money. You're going to have to basically, if you're like me, you're a Social Security recipient and that's what you were living on, you will be begging on the streets soon. We all will. Because there's not going to be any money, there's not going to be any health insurance. So long as I have a little money, I'll have health insurance down here, because it's relatively cheap down here. It's relatively cheap everywhere else in the world. But that's not the point. It's not just health insurance you have to worry about with this clown, it's health care. You know, I don't know what doctors are going to do, if they're going to leave the country, or because they have the money. Doctors have the money to move around. So, you know, they're not, the days of, the doctor knocking on the door, getting off his horse and walking up to your ranch door and saying hello are long, long gone. Yeah, there are problems in the medical field, yes, but this man's not the man to solve them. He is too wacky. He's insane. I don't know how he's managed not to be locked up, that his family didn't put him away a long time ago. You know, his niece, I don't know if it's his niece, just said you cannot put this man in power. But that doesn't mean anything to the Republicans, you know. He's going to screw the little guy. Republicans have believed that the masses have been holding them back for years. You know, they think that social services and whatnot hold back the elite from going out and doing what they want to do, which is run roughshod all over the country. If my screen gets light and dark, that's the sun going in and out around me, because I use natural light with this thing. If I put the regular lights on, it gets to be about 104 in here. But they don't. That elites have said for years that so the average person rips off the government. They're the experts at ripping off the government. They're the experts at corruption, not the not people like me and the rest of the people, my friends and whatnot. You know, we're not rich. We're not famous. You know, I'm definitely not rich, and I'm not famous, not by the long shot. I'm just an average guy. I'm just, you know, some guy has nothing better to do with his life because he's retired, and he likes to sit here and discuss politics. But the elites of this world have always felt that the masses are holding them back. The founding fathers, when they were writing the original Constitution, and then later on when they developed the Electoral College, always felt that the average person wasn't smart enough to pick a leader, a president, you know. That's why they don't want the popular vote, because they don't believe the masses are capable of doing that, because they believe they're superior to us. Now, it's not education anymore, because people are beginning to understand that you don't need a massive education to do a lot of jobs. That your computers allow imagination to come forward, so that even people that aren't that wealthy or whatnot can go out and create ideas, you know, art and what have you. So, you know, they want to take that away from you too now with the artificial intelligence. They don't want you to be able to create anything anymore, unless it's something they want. I don't know that if they elect this guy and he does what I think he's going to do and what he claims he will do, that this country can survive. It's like Patel. If he gets approved and he gets sworn in and he closes down the FBI office in Washington D.C., the criminal and corrupt elements of this country and within the government will just take over, and it will be a unbelievable mess, you know. You got to keep an eye on Trump today too, because RFK is such a controversial figure that he'll create a distraction from what Trump's really doing, you know. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't know whether they shut down the embassy where I was. Never mind. We'll talk. That's another story. We'll talk later on. Let me get through this. But watch Trump. He's gonna probably try and do something really outrageous this morning or this afternoon. Now that transgender ban in the military, all right, that's roughly 14,000 troops that are going to be dismissed. Some of them, and like this, there's a Navy commander on YouTube. I didn't get to read her feelings about it yet. But I believe there's a female admiral in the Navy. I'm not sure, so we'll have to wait and see where that takes us. You know, you spend years trying to get the Navy to do things, the military to do things. You get them to accept things, and they're starting to come around to your way of thinking. And then you get this moron who has absolutely he has no conception of what the military is about. Okay, he either does this Hagseth. They don't know what the military is about. And right now everybody's sitting back, oh, the military's doing great. They're going around, they're helping, they're going to build a wall and everything else like that. Fine. Wait till people start shooting at them. And innocent people start dying. And we have a civil war, which I don't think is far away. I don't know. I hope not. That's the worst kind of war that's the worst kind of war there is. All right. Okay. I don't know what else to talk about right now. I think there's just so many people in government. You know, when I came out of high school, you wanted to get a civil service job because that was a guaranteed 20-year job. You know, if you could pass the test and you could get the job, you would, you know, post office, postal employee, whatever have you, you know. There have been layoffs, there have been shutdowns in all these businesses since then. Manufacturing, you would come out, you would get a job in the automotive industry, and you'd be making Chevrolets like your father and your father before him did till the day you died. You'd have a great life, good salary, tremendous benefits. Was it hard work? Yeah. Could you get hurt on the job? Yeah. The same thing with being a cop. Unless you screw up and just walked up to somebody and committed a crime in front of news cameras or something like that as a police officer, you were guaranteed a job for as long as, well, I guess until you were 60. So at least 20 to some cases 40 years you could be a cop. Look at the police officers on that show, Blue Bloods, that everybody's talking about, you know. They've been around. They're there for a long time in their particular capacity. So they were career jobs. They were lifelong jobs. They're not anymore. Okay. They're either political or some other way they're being screwed with. All right. They want manufacturing to come back to the United States. There are not enough people that are qualified. A lot of these jobs left the United States for two reasons. One, yes, it was cheaper to work. It was cheaper to work. But they'll have to destroy the unions if they want them to come back to the United States, because the unions, as good as they are, also hold back the better employees at times. Right? My father had that problem working for a company before he passed away. He wanted to promote somebody to supervisor who was absolutely perfect for the job, but he couldn't do it. He had to promote a completely unqualified person, and he ended up moving the other person next to him so that he was the one who was actually doing the job. But the money and the title went to the other person because of seniority. So they're going to have to remove the unions from the criteria if they want to bring work back here, because as I said, it's not only manufacturing is cheaper overseas or Canada or wherever they do it. There's some restrictions on the safety things within the plants and whatnot. But there's a labor shortage. There was a labor shortage because white people have a tendency to think they're elite. They don't want to do these jobs. And they didn't want to hire black people. You know, so you have a problem bringing manufacturing jobs back to the United States. A serious problem. Trump will not be able to accomplish that in 4 years. I don't care if everything goes the way he wants it to or not. It will take a long time to get everything started again, and then you're going to have to worry about people wanting to buy it, because other countries can do the same thing. You know, China can start exporting more stuff. Russia can start exporting more stuff. North Korea can actually turn around and export more stuff, not that much. But so can France and Britain and all these other countries. They don't have to, sit back and let America take everything. I don't think you're going to see that happen. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. All right. I hope I made some sense this morning. I find that lately my thought processes aren't working that well sometimes. I am 79 years old, and I do realize my limitations, which Trump doesn't. Trump's the same age I am, I believe. And he doesn't know his limitations, so we don't know what's going on there. All right? So, before you go, do me a favor. Go to the bottom of the video and hit the subscribe button and the like button. For whatever reason, I don't know whether they're being blocked or they're just not paying attention anymore. I lost a lot of my viewership. So I haven't missed a video in a while, although I put a couple of them up there a little later than usual. You know, people tend to look at yesterday's video today, so I don't know what I have no idea what the whole deal is, alright, but hopefully I'll get some of the viewership back and whatnot. And as I said, I'm thinking about just going to maybe one night a week in a night and do live, so we can maybe start talking to each other. We'll try it. Maybe we'll try it out for a while and see. Of course, I have to see what happens with my Social Security check this week. If I don't get it, I'm screwed. You probably won't see me anymore. So, but in the meantime, I'll talk to you tomorrow.